All right, let's just check out whether I can hear myself. All right, let's just check out hear myself. All right. Probably want to bump up my microphone volume by a little bit because it seems a bit quiet. Where the heck is my audio? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's my OBS, properties, advanced audio properties. It's not going to be it. Filters, noise gate, add, gain. Let's do plus 3 dB maybe. See how that turns out. Let's just check out. See how that turns out. Let's just check out. One more time. See how that turns out. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Whatever, this gain thing doesn't seem to be working very well. Bump it up to 11. Bump it up to 11. I don't know. Whatever. Should be good enough. Bump it. Bump it. Before anyone joins, might be a useful thing to
start off by copying up old code
joins
and turn off
everything I don't need. And start creating Python files. So the first one is main.py. Is there a way to download it?
planet
thruster and cargo. Come on, man. Alright, so in main.py, I assume, well, first of all, we can see just how many things here are wrong from our IDE. This is not correct. Refactor. We should be able to run this. No module underscore curses. Here's my OBS, here's my browser. Set this all up properly. Bum and bum, sure. Interesting. Well, let's try with a simple solution. Python pip install curses. Nothing seems to happen, which is odd. But obviously, we have to Google this strange error. Aha, Python pip install Windows curses. So it's a Windows issue. Interesting. Need a bytes like object, none type found. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the first portion of this is pretty much going to be me trying to figure out how the hell I'm supposed to run this code. Thank you, Max. Non-type found. Type error decoding to string. So does this require me to have some sort of curses to get string? What does the curses module actually do? Let's have a look. It is here in a whole 3 places. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So is it having issues setting up the terminal? Python Windows, tie get string. Well, first of all, let's just try to clear. Ooh, it is in a lot of places. Well, for now, we can probably circumvent this by simply putting in Windows clear terminal output. It's just CLS. So let's comment out for now. Not a good thing to do to comment out code, but it'll do for now. We'll replace string with CLS and try this again. type in. Okay, so we have this running. And probably /n, so not sure if this does exactly what Max intended it to do, but that's fine. So we should be able to write info, planets 1, 2, 3, 10, 1 for example. Planet you want to see, Earth. With gravity of 1 G's, obviously, that makes sense. It's affected atmospheric zone. Yep. Okay, well, it seems that the program is running now. So also, let's go into Discord. Let Max know that I'm currently working on his code. I should get the live stream link. I wonder if it shows up on my channel first. I wonder if it shows up on my channel first. Oh, right. So I'll edit the video, change its name to fixing my friend's... No, would it be a good YouTube title? My friend wrote a space engineers program. It was awful. I'm fixing it. Nice. Does that reflect here? Yeah, it does reflect. Nice. Here. I wonder if it shows me as being my only viewer. Yeah, it does reflect. Nice. Here. I wonder if it shows me as being my only viewer. Yeah. Oh no! I can hear myself so many times. It's not good. Stop it right now. Also, while I'm at it, I'm gonna try to get a tiny bit of music in. Some nice focused music in the background. First of all, we can see. First of all, we can see. Maybe that's not as loud. Maybe that's not as loud. Even lower. Alright, we'll make it like that because I can't figure out how to make my sound on my microphone slightly higher. Oh, I could have done that in OBS. Well, whatever. Let's get to it. Oh my god. Info loop. Info gets us. Info loop equals true. Start of info function. What data section do you want to access? Okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is create a directory where we're going to write tests around the logic of this code so that we can safely refactor it and know that the result is still staying the same. So create a Python package called tests. While we're at it, we'll also create a requirements.txt file just so that we have a good idea of what all of our dependencies are. So PyTest is going to be one of them. And then on top of that, we already installed Windows curses. And I think that was all that we required to get this running. Where the hell do we start? I cannot even see it. Okay. Cargo select, cargo types list. Volume equals 0. I assume that's the volume of the cargo. For listy and cargo types list, we are appending listy if grid size large. He's calling listy as the cargo types list. So I assume that's large, small, medium, and then co-NDR. Okay, so there's definitely a better name for this here. We're going to start off with that. This is cargo type. And cargo types we can rename to cargo types. Edited list, we're appending with the cargo type. Interesting. If grid size is large, we're appending it with large, and anything else we're appending it with small, which might be a slight overlook because there's also the medium size. Large cargo number. How many large cargo containers do you have? Okay. Another thing I should point out is that both the input and output logic and the core domain logic in this project, so essentially, like, you cannot run this project in just simple Python scripts, and you cannot easily refactor it to a web app or a PyQt app. It's hard-coded to be a command line app, which is not good. Okay. The problem is, like, I cannot even use my IDE's proper refactoring stuff because he has breaks, and if there is a break in logic, it is not as easy to refactor it. So these while true then breaks. We'll start off with that. So yeah, we'll start off at the bottom. Cargo select. Make sure that it's used somewhere. Okay. So here we're prompting cargo select. Essentially means prompt user for cargo volume. Cargo types should also be refactored into a constant. And we'll also rename it to cargo types, as all constants should be. Oh, jeez, what did I get myself into? Grid size equals large. Cargo type. Large append list append. Otherwise, it's small. Which is strange. Large cargo number is digit is true. Well, that
That
is
is not required.
because that returns you a boolean regardless. VN
N.
edited list volume number. Give a valid input. Grid size equals. Oh my god. Max, why are you doing this to me? Well, first of all, refactor this into get edited list, whatever that is supposed to be. How many large containers do you have? This I'm going to... Is it even possible to refactor this? Okay. So this will call how many large containers, how many medium cargo containers do you have, how many small cargo containers do you have? Okay. Is this just copy-pasted? What are the differences between these? vn.space. What is vn? Cargo dict. Okay, so these are the dictionaries that we're using in here. First of all, I'll turn on a Python formatting software, which is called Blacked. And we can do this. And we can do this, just so that our code looks a tiny bit prettier. Also notice this, that according to BAP variable in function should be lowercase. It's not really a variable. It's... Yeah, it is a variable. So all variables all functions and methods in Python are supposed to be lowercase. This is just not good. Grid size small. No, this is not what we're doing. No, yeah, prompt user for cargo volume. Large cargo number is what we're getting out of these. So let's see what are the outputs of this. Or we cannot even do that. Oh. Renaming something is not finished. So this returns us volume edited. Output variables are volume. So the way to refactor this would be to get rid of all of these loops for cargo and turn them into one small simple loop. Let's think about how to do that. So the fact that we're large cargo number really doesn't change anything, because if we search our code for large cargo number, it only appears 3 times. So we can rename it to cargo number. Same with medium cargo number. VN cargo dict we're accessing edited list 0, edited list 2, edited list 1. That makes no sense to me. Let's look at what get edited list does. We need to understand this piece by piece, otherwise it's really just not going to work. So I'll go into test. What should we call, like, for now we're going to be calling it logic test, because I have absolutely no idea what else to call it. I'm going to expand this a tiny bit. I'm gonna make this comment not be 100,000 lines long. Jesus Christ. Okay. But it is 1 a.m. and I need to sleep. I feel like that's where I'm going to end up being. Dev test get edited list.
There's probably cargo types. So essentially, what the hell are we doing here? Grid size is large. We're changing the cargo type. How do we get the grid size? Oh crap. Grid size is a global variable. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Why are we using global variables?
Oh Jesus Christ. It doesn't have to. It really doesn't. Let's get rid of that grid size thing. Actually, let's get rid of all the globals. So let's see where that thing is going to be needed. Obviously, we will need this inside this function, grid size. We'll also do this. Essentially, what we've done there. Well, I have this plugin called Sorcery. It does very, very simple refactorings for you. So here, all we're doing is we're adding either LA to cargo type or small to cargo type, large or small, depending if it's large or small, because that is apparently how we are passing our information in strings by concatenating strings, which is not good. We will find a better way to do that. I assume it is based on this thruster dictionary, which is la hi hi la sma hi sma hi sma hi. I mean, do I even need to go into this? And we are, for some reason, getting the edited list. And how do we use this edited list then? We use the 0th, the 2nd, and the 1st, and the 3rd, and the 4th components of it. Which means we have 5 items in this edited list. Man, I really need to understand what the hell is going on here better. We're gonna have to rerun this. Fine, we'll make it into a global for now. Wherever grid size, right? Which is just extremely annoying. But what can you do? Stop and rerun. And we are trying to look at this function, prompt user for cargo size, which we would go into if we are using thrust calculations. TC to get my thrust calculator, okay. TC. Which, keep in mind that this is the way the game lists information. I know moons aren't planets, and I know their gravity is not what is shown. Interesting, okay.
Let's go into Earth. Which grid size are you using? Large or small? Okay. Let's say we're using a large grid. Which size of thruster are you using? Actually, no. Let me run this through the debugger. Where is prompt user for cargo volume? Right. We'll run this through a debugger instead, where we can watch the variables. And here's our console. So thrust calculator. We're gonna fly to Earth. We're gonna use a large grid size. Type of thruster we're using large. Adversary engines high. Make sure this ID is correct. Oh man, yeah, you should not be storing stuff in a string. It's a very primitive way to store it. What you should be using is a data class, which will be much easier to read, because then you can have a underscore string like double underscore string function, and you can just print out that. What are we getting? This is an engine ID, I assume. Lala high. So essentially we've constructed this Lala high. It is a thruster. Okay, yeah, because we're using the thruster calculator. That makes sense. Make sure this ID is correct. Your options are the first two letters in the ID. Yes. Press enter to continue, or 0 to return to ID selection. Enter to continue. Okay. Now we are going to refactor this volume thing. So let's step into. By default, we're assigning volume to 0. And now we're getting edited list. So I want to see what happens inside this edited list. Okay, so it broke. Get edited list. Missing one position. Oh, right. I messed that up. Gonna have to rerun this from the start, unfortunately. DC, Earth, large, high, Lala high, correct. I want to see what's going to happen to additive list when we do this. Okay. So we're essentially just appending. What are we appending to it? Large, small, large, medium, large, co. Okay. We have to ask Max. What is co and dr? Serious question. Actually, let's go into here. Yo, Max.
Hello.
What is co and dr in your?
What is what?
Co, C-O and R. It's inside cargo types.
Let's see. CO and DR. Which line is it on?
Inside main. Just
Oh, in main.
cargo type. It's where you prompt for volume. It's around lines 350, 338.
350, okay.
I'm not sure which was, because I already refactored it to the top of the file.
Repeat the thing you were saying?
What is CO and DR in that list? I understand LA, SM, and ME is large, small, medium. What is co?
CO is probably cockpit. DR is drill.
So
Although I think you restructured it and completely
Cockpit.
rewrote it because here it says it verbatim.
where it says
It says cockpit number, drill number.
I did not do anything. But
Well,
it can be a cargo.
it's not like I've edited
Cockpit,
Cockpit and drill can be. Cockpit and drill can be a cargo type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it can hold stuff.
Okay, good. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
So would a connector be, by the way. I'd have to send you the information for that, though.
All right.
The code's missing stuff. It's relatively important since connectors actually do have quite a lot of volume.
All right. Thanks. Well, that was interesting. Press enter to continue, or is your turn to make a selection? Right. So what we've constructed here appears to be the cargo types. Where on earth are we using this edited list? Okay, so now we're looking at edited list 0. Well, edited list is always going to be the same. Not always the same. It's going to really only depend on whether our size is large or small. How many large cargo containers do you have? Edited list 0. Well, then this edited list should really not be a list. Let's do something slightly different. We're gonna create a data class called cargo, class cargo, because we already have this in here, namespace weight. Where do we use this cargo thing? Really? And then what do you do with it? Max. Not good. Not good. Large ship, small cargo container. Large cockpit, large drill. Small ship, large cargo container. Well, that makes sense. Slightly, but what is this? Space and weight. I wonder what the measure. Okay, liters, kilograms. Why would you do it in liters? That's an odd decision. Data class cargo. For now, I'm just going to assume that we'll recreate this sometime further on. Let's stop this for now. We're trying to calculate the volume. Vn.space. And that goes into cargo dictionary.
So this obviously is missing the medium size thing. Large ship and medium cargo container. Are these numbers the same? 1560, 337, okay. Space and weight. Alright, let's go back to Max. Liters and kilograms for that. It's missing from your cargo duct. And Max is writing us back. Let's have a look at that. It's because large ships can't have medium cargo containers. Okay. Well, that's useful to know. It's going to be none then. Class cargo, it will have, what is it going to have? Space, This should really not be a list. Why is this a list? Yeah, so we want to return cargoes. Okay. It's a cargo duct. We are going to get rid of the ID here. Or rather, maybe let's start by specifying that it can have self dot grid size equals self dot grid size, and the second thing is type equals self.id.split. So let's write a test around that. So this isn't going to interfere in any way with what we already have. It's just going to specify either SM or LA for this, and the type is going to be also specified. Def test cargo grid size and type are calculated properly, or calculated, we should say properly inside a test. So we will get cargo, its ID, for example, will be LASM, name will be A space 0, weight equals 0, and that's our cargo. cargo dot going to assert that assert cargo dot grid size is equal to LA and cargo dot type equals SM. We don't have the wrong configuration for that yet. Although we have installed PyTest. Yes, apply, okay. Doesn't have to be in bin. Have we not installed PyTest here? Source, then scripts activate. We'll go into command prompt for that. Okay, we are. Okay, pip install PyTest. Okay, it is actually still installing it. Interesting. Now we can run our tests. Okay, so we see that this test is passing. Task cargo grid size and type are calculated. So now we can actually use this cargo thing, and later we will get rid of the ID because it is redundant. We should really just be specifying grid size and type because ID is not descriptive at all. I'll take 1 minute break. I need to get some water. Also need to stay hydrated and get some fresh air. code. But that's why we're here, to fucking fix it. The problem is we're also doing IO stuff inside all of this, which I would very much like to get rid of. How many cockpits do you have? Well, this isn't really a number. These are all cargo types. Or no, these are cargo type number. I think that's a better cargo type number. Let's go through this for cargo type and how do we write a test around this? This is actually the difficult part because I don't want to mess up this logic. Well, here it seems that we're going to write sys.stdout.write clear on every step of the way. I think that's something we can probably get rid of for now. Like, I don't care. We can put this in later on when it is more obvious what on earth we can do with this. This we can factor out into a function as well, where we'll simply, based on the cargo, we'll just change small cargo container, cockpits, and drills based on the cargo type. Ugh. I need to close my window. It is simply way too bright out there. Alright. this we're going to rename to Control-Tab. Now, we're just going to have a create function first. So, prompt container type number. Sorry, not container, cargo. Cargo type number. And it will return us this, and cargo type here is going to be a string, and it returns a string. No, we should return an integer. And now cargo types can be, so we have to define also a dictionary cargo type to description. We'll find a better name for this later on, but it can be large cargo container, medium cargo container, small is small cargo container, and it can also be a CO, which is a cockpit, and a drill, which is DR. Should also be a container. Now, based on this, we can also rename this into def get prompt string. So cargo type. Which is a string, and returns us we'll make it into an f string, and we'll go into cargo type and description, cargo type, and it has to end with an S. Alright. Prompt string, based on cargo type. Prompt cargo type number now. And this will be dependent on the cargo type. Also, get rid of this while true if we put this into our function to prompt cargo type number. We can also even write a higher order function, which is get prompt, which would be dependent on obviously the prompting function, which is callable, right? We'll import this into here, and also the validator. What these will be taking in. that, we essentially do output equals prompt function
Does that make sense? Does it make sense or does it not?
here we're using cargo type, but probably our prompts will be quite different. No, we won't write a higher order function for now. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of over engineering, now that I think about it. But what we can do, while true, output is equal to this, and if output equals output dot is digit, we will return the integer of output. Otherwise, we will print whatever we're printing here. Give a valid input. Alright. Now that is going to make this function look much, much better, I believe. Because we can get rid of all of these while trues and elses and breaks, which I frankly find to be, I think they look ridiculous. Prompt cargo type number now. And here it's going to be large. We don't actually even need that anymore, right? That if is kind of redundant. Add it to the list. Let's do that real quick. And this is our VN. Really doesn't mean anything. This is cargo. I'll have to call it some cargo for now. Let's get all of this into here for now. We will do while true. How many small cargo Also, it doesn't seem to be working inside my terminal currently, so that is definitely another issue. Alt Shift B, let's refactor the code a little bit. I think what we do is here we'll do for cargo type and cargo types, but we're not using all of them, right? Yeah, so we continue refactoring this types. There is going to be large is the first one. Okay, so the issue is, depending on this dictionary, we're using 0, 1, 3, 4. We have to be able to get the space in a better way. So depending on the grid size and the cargo type, we're going to have different AT. So I want to be able to essentially none. That should be fine. I'll find a way to run that. Instead of getting this edited list, which is stupid, we have to get... Oh, man. What are we doing in the edited list? So we have to essentially do this. Instead of doing the edited list, we'll create the edited list on the fly. Yes. Is this an ID of it? Yeah, I think that's just an ID. I like type more. Ay, ay, ay.
essentially I'll just make... Well, the problem was still putting in the number of mediums in there, and I don't want to even prompt for it. If cargo type equals we just continue, which sucks. You should probably never use continue. But looking at this project, there's so many things we should not be using. So now, allegedly, we can get rid of all of this stupid code. And, well, first of all, let's check out by how much this has changed. Local history. I don't know where to find it. Let's just do construction day, local history. Show history. And compare what we had before. Well, obviously there's all these changes in terms of formatting, but also our prompt user for cargo volume is decreased from this giant thing. How many lines of code is that? I can't even tell. From 325 down to 399. 75 lines of code. We've reduced it down to pretty much 10 lines of code in the main function, as well as additional 20 lines or so of supportive code. So it has definitely shrunk by a lot, and it's going to shrink even further once we generalize these get prompt string and prompt cargo type number into something even nicer. Well, now, obviously, the question is, will it run TC, Earth, grid size is large, thruster we're using large, and we'll use hydrogen, Lala high. Okay, Lala, how many prompts, sorry? Right, because cargo types... What? Why is it using Lala? Maybe I'm overwriting cargo type somewhere. Ah! Crap. Yes, so I should not be... So there are cargo types, but these are cargo IDs. For now, it's gonna have to be this way. Not IDs, cargo ID. And this is a cargo type. Yeah, so we essentially rewrote it by accident. Yeah, so we have to be careful with our naming, especially since we are not familiar with the domain. Earth, large, high. Yes. Yes, okay, how many large cargo containers do we have? One. Yes, so you see, it didn't go to medium. It went from large to small. 1, cockpits 1, drills 1. Make sure your ship is empty with no items in it. Then check your info screen in the control panel for your craft's weight. Okay. Let's say it's 30,000. Five? I don't know. Your ship has a capacity of blah 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 blah, wet weight, blah blah, total or load of capacity. Okay. Is it supposed to exit? Or is it supposed to go back to the regular screen?
does exit out. I thought I would have been able to do, like, something next after that. Which is a feature I would like to add, probably. Okay. On to the next bit. Engine select. Well, also, while we're at it, we should probably put in grid size in here. Which is a string. Right. We're going to put in grid size in here. And thrust calculations must have a grid size in them too. Putting grid size in here. Now where the hell is global grid size? This is inside engine select. So we want the engine select. Oh my god! Okay, yeah, never mind. We cannot do that yet. It's gonna have to be a global variable for now. Yikes. Well, engine select is next on the line. Yeah, so we see pretty much the exact same copy pasta here, which is obviously very unfortunate.
What? Why would an engine type be equal to true? Why would it be a boolean?
And
While engine type. Oh my god.
When do we set engine type to false?
What?
Why not just make it while true? This is so dumb. Wait, am I? Engine type. It's the only place where it was used.
Engine ID.
Well, it's not gonna have to be a global. We want to return the engine ID, probably. And even better, instead of engine ID, we can probably return an engine, which will have these engine type, engine size, and grid size. So grid size is a strange one, because it's not really the engine. But for now, I don't see a better way of doing this. Yeah, this is horrendous. This is absolutely horrible. What are we going to do about engine select? Well, first of all, where is it in our code? It's in two places. What? Oh, okay. sadder that, like, sometimes you face a function that is so gnarly that you don't know how to start refactoring it. But I guess that's why I'm doing this, so that when I come across code in the production system that is pretty bad, I will feel okay with refactoring it. And refactoring stuff is a lot of work. Oh my god, it's getting dark. I should probably turn on some lights. Which scissor thruster are we using? Engine select. What a gnarly function. Well, what are the easy wins here? One of the easy wins is to get rid of the while trues and breaks, because they make it impossible to see what is going on. We want something like this. So for now, we'll copy paste it. Yeah, for now, we'll copy paste this stuff. And then we'll find a way to abstract it. So this is grid size. Yeah, probably, this get prompt string is not very nice, I think, right? So oh, right. Okay. So what we'll do? Oh, right. Okay. So right. Okay. Our prompt function. Right. Okay. 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 Let's get rid of the copy paste. I think I have a way to abstract it and make it cleaner, much cleaner. We'll first refactor even slightly further our cargo volume. Yeah, so this get prompt string is not ideal. We have to move it up for now into here. Validate. This is our validator. Have def prompt user. We'll have prompt string and validator, which is just a string, and we have a validator, which will validate what we want. And this is a callable function which takes in a string and returns a boolean. And what it does is does this. It
does the while true stuff. It gets our out validate based on the prompt string. And now if validator of out no, validate. That makes more sense, right? Validate output is okay. We will return an output.
Now we can-
Otherwise, we tell them give a valid output. Okay. So now we can rewrite this as prompt user this and validate it using we'll make it into a lambda, so I'll make it slightly better for reading prompt string equals and Alt Shift B, and
X.
after that we have the validate, which is lambda x, which is output. X dot is digit. And this is an F string as well. And we'll call it output, just for... And we should probably call it validate output, just so that we're perfectly clear with our code's intentions. And it returns a string. No, so this is the output. And return int output.
Yep.
Yep. Alt Shift B. Output from, yeah, that is probably fine for now. So we'll run through the exact same thing and see if it returns us the correct stuff. So main, tc, earth, grid size large,
Largo cargo.
hydrogen, lala high,
Okay.
sure, largo cargo containers. Okay. How many large cargo? One. How fast? One. We said 30,000 last time. How fast do you want your ship to be able to accelerate upwards? We said 5 probably. Yeah, probably. This is fine.
Runs.
Yeah. Well, it runs. That's the main thing. Here we are doing this. So instead of engine ID, which
But-
engine ID is a global as we established. But I want an engine. Data class. Class engine. And here we have grid size. From here we have engine size, which is also a string, I believe. It's either large or small. And then engine type selection. Okay, so this is also based on planet choice.atmosphere equals 0. Okay, so he essentially prompts the users to be able to select hydrogen or ionic, or hydrogen or atmospheric engine, but he allows them, regardless of this prompt, to do whatever they want. Which, you could do, but you might as well make it easier for the user and not allow them that choice. So here, I see us definitely still keeping this if planet choice that atmosphere thing, and then having two different prompts based on it, and two different validations. So this, while true, will replace with prompt user, and engine type, which is also a string for now. At some point we would like it to be enums, but honestly it'll work for now. Prompt user. Which grid size are you using? Oh, maybe we should be able to give the user options. That would be an interesting way of expanding this. But for now, we're just trying to get through down to the logic. I really don't like the grid size stuff, but what can you do? It's still going to be global grid size. And then grid size equals prompt user. Which grid size would you like to use? I should probably be adding a plus n to it, just because. It'll make it a bit easier to write this stuff. Like I don't have to worry about having a new line in there. And so this is our prompt string. And now we write our validate function, validate output function. Let's do it as that, just so that I can refactor this. This is lambda output in list of large, comma, small. And if we are being completely precise, we'll do it as this, and grid size equals grid size dot lower. Now we can get rid of that. Now we're doing the engine size equals prompt user, prompt string equals this thingy-majig over here. Get rid of this validate
output x lambda, and let's see. Are we doing anything with lower? Yes, we're still doing that. Output.lower in large, comma, small. And engine size equals engine size dot lower. Well, technically I can just do this, inline it. It probably doesn't matter that much. And now engine type selection. Get rid of this for now. Now if planetchoice.atmosphere equals 0, else blah blah blah, we will prompt this thing over here, and we'll only give him the ability to choose hydrogen or ionic. Prompt user, prompt string equals this thing over here. That's an extra one. Actually, we can do it like this as well. With string concatenation. Right? This way it looks much better. Also need spaces here. Now we validate the output. We're getting engine type here. Lambda output dot lower in high or IO and engine type. There is something called camel case or capitalize, right? We first lower it and then we capitalize it. Which, just for those who aren't familiar with these, we'll say hello or hello here. We'll do that lower. It lowers it, but then we capitalize from lower. And we get hello. So similar with if we get our IO or IO, right? It all defaults back to the way it has to be, as written out here. Else, oh no, we already have the else. We're going to copy paste this. Engine type. We can also get rid of the 3 dots. equals prompt user, prompt string. Yikes. We don't want that. I assume he did want the new lines here, so went. And validate output equals the same thing, except hydrogen or atmospheric. It doesn't look precisely clean to me, but this is better than what we had. Does this look better? I think it does. But we also need to get rid of this while true. Obviously. So it's fewer levels of indentation. But still, the way we create this, it's kind of not the best, I would think. Like, if we were to have function prompt user, and I can have, instead of validate output, just have options. Yeah, like a drop-down list of a kind, but for this thing. And now engine ID will be oh, it's all going to be that lower to capitalize. So here, we don't need that actually. But yeah, what I want to do is, instead of having that lower to capitalize in every single time, we can probably refactor this function a tiny bit. Instead of doing this prompt user, we will do prompt user for ID, and it will take in the same things. So, well, not actually the same thing. It'll take in a prompt string, and it will take in options, which is a list of strings for now. And it returns as a string. So what it will do is take output equals prompt user prompt string right, it takes our usual prompt string, but after that it will do, how do we string if, well, let's have a look at this. String of large or small. No, that's not what we want. So essentially we want to have join like that. have... Okay, so let's write a test for this. That's going to be much better. Test def stringify options list of strings, and it transfers a string. Stringify options list with 2 options, and I want that to be, for now we're not going to implement it, but so we have A and B as our options. I want it to be equal to A or B. Assert. Well, actually, he wants to be totally precise.
I don't know
if do this, and then also we'll do the similar task, but for 3 options. Where I don't know if this is going to be needed, but better have it than not, and it's a pretty trivial function to write as well. A, B, C, with 3 options. There you go. So with these tests, we want to start writing our stringify function. Now, obviously, these tests are not going too fast right now, but if length of options equals 2, well, equals 1, return just it's probably a raised value error. More than 1 option needed, required. Else if length of options equals 2, we'll return quoted options equals option in options, and then we'll return dot join or dot join options.
Quote.
Like that. Quoted options, actually. So now this test should return correct. Oh, actually it doesn't. Let's see. Oh, we have some invalid syntax here. That's fine, we can retrieve that for now. Yeah, our test passes. Else, it's going to be more than 3. We're going to have the same quoted options. Ah, okay. We're gonna need quoted options regardless. We'll put that outside. And here we will do okay, so we want to join all of them but the last one. Last option equals quoted options minus 1. So we'll all but last is equal to comma space dot join quoted options, and we'll return all but last, comma, or last option. What does it not like? Remove unnecessary else after guard conditions. I mean, sure. I kind of think that this looks a little bit better. Yeah.
Oh, right. Quote.
And we'll run this test. It does not pass. A, B, C, or C. Oh, right. Quoted options. We have to run it up until -1. Now it passes. Yes. Okay. So now we have the stringify options list. Which we can put into here. Options. So that is our prompt string. And validate output equals. What did we say here? It'll be the same thing in options over here. Oh, this should be an F string. Aha, options have to also be. Ah, crap. That's not very nice. Because what if our options are indeed uppercase? Well, that turns out that our options are going to have a description and a value. So this isn't a list of strings, actually. All of a sudden, it is. We'll have option descriptions. Options dict, which is just a dictionary of strings on both sides for both value and value can be something different. So we have value and description, or description and value. Yeah, probably description and value. It'll be prompt user options. list. Oh god. I need another 5-minute break. Be right back. Alright. Back at it again. Yeah, I just flushed the RAM into my brain completely, so now it's going to take me a little bit of time to get a picture into the core thing. So what was I trying to do? I was trying to write prompt user options function. Right. In options. Option values. No, right, so we have to. Right. We want to lower all these descriptions. Right. Option descriptions equals option sorcery, turn off this refactoring permanently. I think it's not necessarily cleaner. At least not always. I find this to be cleaner than the other option, which they suggest is to be this. It's like maybe a little bit, like arguably, it's kind of just preference, honestly, at this point. But my preference is for it to be like this. I see the returns on the same annotation level, which makes it slightly easier to read. So now, instead of validate output rather, we can have options in here, which are either large, or small, like that. We don't have to do this .lower, ugly .lower thing after. It's the same options here. Prompt user with options. Options equals this. Oh, sorry, not like that, like this. Right? And we also can get rid of this larger small stuff, because it's also kind of repeating ourselves. In hydrogen, prompt user with options. Options equals oh crap, I forgot. Hydrogen or ionic? Ion or hydrogen, okay. Right. Hi, IO. And this is hydrogen. And ion. And we don't need the lower capitalize. Now engine type. Same thing with options. It's fine. This is fine. Hydrogen and atmospheric. Hi at hydrogen or atmospheric. Now we can construct the engine ID from our grid size, our engine size, and our engine type. Nice. Obviously, we're still dealing with these stupid globals, which we will get rid of, I promise you. And now we can try running main again for engine selection, which is same thrust calculations thing. Yep, run main. Thrust calculations. We're going to be flying to Earth. It says LA or SM. I messed.
messed up. So in this code, actually, how do we make it more understandable? Because even though I wrote this code, I did not necessarily understand which side of the dictionary where are we? I did not understand which side of the dictionary will be large or small, right? So it was supposed to be large and LA, small and SM. Obviously, same thing goes here. And here it has to be hydrogen with the value high and ion with the value IO. And here it's similar, but it's atmospheric and AT. We can call it, instead of options, description versus value. Apply this refactoring, and now it's much easier to understand what's going on. So let's rerun it. Cross calculations. Earth. Which grid size are you using, large or small? We'll say large. Thrust cap. Which size of thruster are you using? Large. Hydrogen. Make sure that la high. Yep. That is correct. Also, we've never actually tried the wrong thing. How many large cargo containers do we have? One. Wait, did it say medium? Oh, that's not right. How heavy is your ship? Interesting. So we're not supposed to have medium here, so obviously we broke our code somehow. Let us rerun it. TC Earth large hydrogen, and we will select that this is correct. Okay. Now we're going on to the volume. Cargo type. Right, grid size is LA, not large. Let's find everywhere we use grid size. That's the only place where we use grid size, right? So that is the issue here. Well, cargo ID can then be just cargo grid size, and then it's cargo type. Right. Okay, let's rerun it, and now this should work. We also got, like, this is a tiny bit more logical. We don't longer have that if-else for large and small. So now, for example, if we have all of a sudden a medium size grid, this code is still going to work. Or it's not going to work, but it's going to be easy to change it so that it works. Earth. Which grid size are you using? Large. Hydrogen. This AD is correct.
skip medium again, so this is correct. We set 30,000 last time, and we want to be at 5. And this is exactly what we expected it to have, so nice. Great. We've now done the engine selection. So we have more or less refactored half of this code. Let's throw in an update to Max. Okay, whatever. Streamer mode is enabled. I'll do it off screen. Close the window, it's getting a bit cold. Prompt user for cargo volume. Okay, so now we move on to, I guess, thrust calculations. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how, like, what's the next step of refactoring is after we've kind of cleared up the logic and understood the code and made it more or less readable, like we have in this lower part. Then what is the next step of refactoring? And I think it would be isolating the logic from the presentation. And the reason we would do that is that in case you want to make this into a web app or just change the GUI into something that isn't a command prompt, then you can do that fairly easily without having to swap out all of these functions like prompt user, right? Prompt cargo type number. So these are kind of details of implementation that we don't want to hear about when we're looking at higher level, like understanding the calculations themselves. I'm thinking, after I'm done with this, what I will do is
just in a video format. So I'll do the exact same things, but you won't have to see me think or change my mind on things. It will just be presented with the before, after, and how we got from before to after. Thrust calculations. Well, this can be part of the same print statement. Actually, you don't need two print statements. Oh, so here, haha, actually we can use the exact same thing we used previously. So we can use our options, prompt user with options, to get rid of all of this. And that's why you refactor things, because you come up with some piece of code that is highly reusable, and prompt user with options here is pretty much exactly what we needed. So prompt string equals all of that stuff that we had before. Actually, it would be slightly better if we stringify the options list into an actual list, right? So instead of having this A, B, or C, we could have like a list A, then B, then C. So what I want to do now is, because right now it's going to be slightly weird. Planet dict. Yeah. No, that's fine. And planets equals dot keys. So that's a very useful thing for Max to know about, is that he can just do keys instead of this stuff. Let's refactor this into planet underscore choice. Yeah, we don't need this either now. At correct selection, then redefines planet choice. Planet dict. So for now, we'll just say that it's planet. No, it's not options. It's description. What is there? Description versus value, right? Crap. Earth. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird thing, because it could be just uh-oh! Oh, right. Planet string. Let's do this. Let's overwrite this.
Oh. Okay. That's not very useful. Let's get rid of the while true. Description versus values is going to be dictionary of zip planets and planets, which all this does, just so we're on the same page here, is planets equals a BC, right? We'll do this. It just does this. It puts it into the format that we want. It's meaning the description and value are going to be the same. So yeah, so now we have description versus values right here. So now anytime you update the dictionary of planets, you add a new planet, you automatically get a new description versus value in here. So now planet string, and it is always going to be switch on need to actually do this. We can get rid of this as well for now. We're getting rid of the clear statements. We can assign planet choice to over here. No more breaks. Comment is now redundant. We can also get rid of that. We don't really mention planet choice up until here, right? Select the engine. Man, this is tiring. Although this is a lot of fun. Okay. Hammer engine select. Well, all of this really is a planet choice method, I guess. No, it's not a method. It would probably be a function. Well, no, it's gonna have to be a method because it does
does access system std out, right? So we're gonna have probably a main class calculator and a main class presenter. But for the calculator, we're also gonna have to define a domain model. We're gonna have to define engine, planet, all this stuff, and use it in an actually proper way this time. So here, I think we can replace this using the function we already have defined. Prompt user with options, and the options are simply yes or no. Over here. So enter the while true stuff. Prompt user with options. Prompt string. Okay, so it's gonna have to be like this. This ID is correct. We'll put in the ID over here. ID. Please enter it or continue. No, we'll just do, is this correct? Right. And then options. We can rename this into options get description versus values, because we're gonna have to reuse this. Where's the get description versus values? It's a list of strings and returns us a dictionary of strings versus strings. Yeah. Get description versus values, and it's just yes or no. And we can intrude this now. Abomination.
prompt string is all of this in here. Actually, I'll copy it with this. Well, this is supposed to be private, right? And validate output is lambda output. Output doesn't equal 0, and output dot is digit. No, actually, we should reverse it. Yep. Alright. And now, look at this. We have how many lines of code? 8 lines of code instead of 18 lines of code. And readability is way, like, a lot more improved. Hey, it says our stream has excellent connection now, compared to what we had previously. Now, we want to get the desired acceleration. How fast do you want your ship to be able to accelerate upwards against gravity in meters per second? If you want meters per second, if you want the default half a g upward, hit enter. If your input isn't a number, it will we should probably let the user that it's 4.905. So actually, so now desired acceleration. To user. Validation is going to be a heck of a lot simpler because we're going to have to actually reformat desired acceleration after we get it from the user. Prompt string. And there should probably be a /n here. Now, validate output. There really isn't anything. It's just going to be lambda output.
right way it's supposed to be, actually. And integer. Volume is fine. Okay, yeah, that's the only place where I have to do that, and I actually have to do the exact same thing. Ooh, it's not actually necessarily... No, it's probably fine for it to be an integer. Weight's going to be in kilograms. But this has to be a float. I don't know why he did it as a integer. That's not going to work very well. And why not just make it the acceleration in G's? Yeah, whatever. We're working with the project as it is, not really adding anything to it. All we're trying to do is make this project more beautiful and easier for Max to change and do whatever he wants with it. Desired acceleration is digits. Yeah. Else. Wait a second. 1 to 3.1. This digit. It's a false. No, you can't do that. It's decimal would be a better thing to do. No, wait. Is dot is printable, is space, is upper, is alphanumeric. So it's not actually his digit. Get rid of this for now. That's a big yikes. Okay, extra weight. Volume. All of this has to be changed, unfortunately. Dude, just change it. Yes. So this is actually logic. So this is where we actually do calculations. So we're gonna have to factor this out into something else. Question is, where did engine choice go? Engine select, right? Engine choice. Oh, right. Engine choice thrusters, right? It's thruster dot thruster dict. Let's have a look at the local history show string. And choice equals, yes, thruster. Yeah, okay, that's what I missed. Obviously, this is I know this is horrible. I'll get rid of it a bit later. Def test is float. We have to do that because there is no is float built into Python. What am I looking for? Thrust calculations, right? Because this is not going to fly. We're going to do def is float string. Assert is digit. What's the difference between its digit and its decimal? I wonder. Okay, if string is digit, return true. Well, let's first write some tests. So for example, assert is float. Technically, 5 would be a float. Assert not is float. A. Assert not is float. 1.5. Assert is float. 1.5. Technically, I'm supposed to do a test for each of these asserts, which is kind of sad. But thankfully, PyTest will still show me the correct, like, what has gone wrong for each of the asserts. So, if dot in string, yeah, if dot in string. String dot split by dot if length. Length of split equals 2. Yes, it passes. Okay, good, great. Maybe there's some edge case that I haven't thought of, but this seems fine to be honest. Oh, we haven't used this float yet, right? So, is float desert acceleration? Is true is not required here, once again, because it already returns us a boolean. So it's completely redundant. Oh, right, I remember Max showing me this. This is a pretty strange one. So what happened here is your ship has a cargo capacity of volume liters. So the only difference between these two entire things differ only in one place. Here. We're adding an extra S. So, the way we can mitigate a simple issue like that is engine name, for example, equals engine.choice. If total engines required is less than 1. No. No. Larger or equal than 1. No, larger than 1. Yeah. Else. Engine choice.name. So now we can print this thing in a much simpler way. First of all, let's make this a little bit more readable from the code's perspective. We probably don't need the double and here, what we do is just put an engine name. Okay, so there is a way to refactor this stuff out and make it into calculator class that will return us an object that we can stringify. But for now, this is much better than it used to be. It is readable. So the thrust calculations part of our system is done. Now we need to clean up main and info, apparently. So these are the two things that are left for us to finish refactoring.
info. Alright, well, while info loop. Do we ever change info loop? Let me guess, we do not. Oh, end of info, yeah. Well, fine, we'll keep the info loop here for now. We'll find a way to refactor it out later. For now, this while true, we've already refactored a million times before, so it's the same thing. Output, or no, option equals no, prompt user with options. Prompt string. This. Select an option. And then options. We're gonna make them get descriptions, right? Description. Why does it not let me do that? Interesting. Right, because I did not put in comma, description versus value, get description versus values from planets. Well, the list is more like this. Planets. Thrusters. Cargo. Or go back. Yeah, that's fine for now. And then this will get section. Select info section. Now we can get rid of this. We don't need this if info section equals planets. It's a big yikes here. To see the planet's descriptions, enter the name of the planet you wish to see. Right, wait, there was a if back. What if it's 10? not used anywhere outside of this, so I'm not really entirely sure what he needed it to look global. If section equals go back, actually selection. Selection. We'll just do continue. No, we'll do break. Unfortunately, we have to break there, right? Then for planets, it's going to be planets. Then we do another prompt. Planet selection equals prompt. We already have planet selection here somewhere. So we can pretty much just reuse the same code if we okay. So here I would like to prompt planet selection. But planet selection needs to have a different prompt string every time. It doesn't like something. Right. Prompt planet selection. But we also want to be able to set yeah, we'll have to get rid of the 11 and 10 for now. We prompt user with options. Prompt string. Options equals no. Get options. Values.
Oh!
Values.
Crashed! Oh my god!
Equals get description versus values options.
No! It crashed! Oh my god!
I hope it fucking saved everything. That's not nice. Plugin error. Please tell me you saved shit. Whew, okay, it saved everything. Let's go. Description versus value. Here we put in, well, thruster IDs. Dot keys. We make it into a list. And then TWR output. Huh? What is TWR output? Oh no, this is not nice. Thrust width ratio. This is bad. And obviously you want to just immediately return it. Name. Thrust. Newtons. I'd rather not have these backslashes. They're a bit strange. Okay. Doesn't want to help me with blacked. Let's go into code, how to echo the process, blah blah blah. Alright, that's that. Find string. What did it say? 45484. Command prompt task kill /PID 17232 32F. Thank you. Now we can restart blacked. buddy. This is extremely unintuitive, which means I'm gonna get rid of it. Type the ID of the thruster you wish to see data from. Also, man, that kind of sucks. Why would you write one here? All will do. We'll do that. All will do too. Else we'll do print thruster dot thruster dict thruster selection dot description. Everything else we can get rid of. Cargo data selection. One of the last ones. Selection. Cargo selection. Well, actually no. Cargo selection equals prompt user with options. Prompt string. And then description. Well, rip. Description versus value get. Description versus values. Cargo dumped. Cargo dict. Cargo IDs equals list. Thruster dumped. Thruster dict. No. Cargo.cargo dict.keys. Whew. We'll do the same thing. We want to be able to see all of them, right? And now if cargo selection equals all, for cargo ID and cargo IDs, print cargo dot cargo dict cargo ID description.
god. Okay, I think we are almost done. I'm sorry I wasn't talking much. I'm kind of burnt out.
Next.
But the first part of the refactoring is done. So now, instead of having to dig through 400 lines of code, we've trimmed it down to 286 that are far more readable. Next part is going to be slightly more involved, a bit more abstract, and maybe not as easy. But I think it would be a tiny bit more fun. Let's see what happens. Info. Planets. Earth. Yeah, that's not good. Info. Planets. Earth. Really? That's interesting. Okay. So prompt user with options does not seem to be working right now. We have to run it in debugger. Info. Want to do planets. So output is planets description versus value. Planets, okay. Oh, output is supposed to be. Fuck. It's too hard to think now. Planets. We had our planets, which is that's good. Prompt string. I'm not sure why that is in parentheses, but there you go. Now we go into this descriptions. Okay, so Earth, alien. Okay, good. Prompt user. Okay. Earth. Validate output. False. Interesting.
as I have no more energy to talk or to code, the main idea is like, do not repeat yourself. Dry principle. That's pretty much all of these refactorings have been based on that one simple principle, maybe a few others. But that's really the beginning. And with that in mind, we can get into some other higher level refactorings later on. And just to see what we've done today, let's compare what we started with 3.5 hours ago. Right. We got rid of a lot of while true statements. We had 18 of them, now we have 2, which is a win in my books. Actually, it could go down all the way to 1 if we refactor main as well, which I'm not going to do right now. What else have we changed? Let's have a look. We also went down from how many lines of code? From 408 to 301. Not that large of a change, but a pretty large one in terms of readability.